What's wrong?
Whoa, calm down. No, that's not for you. Hey, come here. It's okay. You're not out there. You're here with me. That's right. You're safe. Hey, you have no reason to apologize, alright? No, lean into me. Stop being so stubborn and let it go. Good. I'm not surprised it was about what happened before I found you. I'm surprised this is the first time I actually heard something. It's around 3 in the morning. No, you didn't. I told you, don't apologize. I'm a light sleeper anyway, and when you're asleep and I'm awake, I tend to keep an ear out, just in case. Because I know what it's like to wake up and feel like you're in the wrong place. And it'll feel more like that for you because you haven't known this room long enough for it to be considered home. So that adds to the panic. Seems like your pulse is going down a little. Mine. It'll stabilize soon. Well, hearing that kind of scream in the middle of the night would shock anyone. And before you apologize, don't. I'm just glad it was only a nightmare. I'm checking for any anomalies in the CCTV. I know you only had a nightmare, but I have to check. That's not paranoia, it's being thorough. And the gun is an extra precaution. I didn't know what to expect when I came in here. My only thought was protecting you. When I heard the scream, I didn't have time to think about anything else. Because if I can't protect someone in my own home, then how can I pretend that I'm doing good out there? I can't do that again. I can't lose someone again, so that's why I'm thorough, alright? Do you want some water? I'll get it in the bathroom. I'm not leaving yet. Okay, hold on. I know how hard it is. Sleep is when we process. So that's when all the things we don't fully understand or don't want to face gets put under a microscope without us knowing until we can't fight it. Sometimes what people go through is too much, so their mind shuts down and kickstarts when we sleep. You suppress it. You remembered something. What? What? You're sure? But that doesn't make any sense. It's not the nightmare talking. No, I remember what you said before, that the same people who gave you the package were the same ones who took it back and left you for dead. And you think they were wraiths? I'm not saying I don't believe you. They don't have matching tattoos or insignia for obvious reasons, but remembering words can sometimes be unreliable, especially because it's been so long too. I'm saying that maybe you should try and recall it again when you're more awake and alert. Sometimes memories can come back to us in dreams, but Because of what we do, you need to be absolutely sure. It's a first-hand experience, so it can be classed as evidence, but it can be flawed too. Mine are like that, even now. I know what happened, but in the moment, my mind changes it ever so slightly. I get mine every few months or so, but they get more vivid around the anniversary. It was hard to manage in the beginning. For the first year, I had insomnia. I slept maybe a few hours a week. I don't think I was able to really understand what happened, even though I knew. It's not something that you forget, but your mind tries to protect you from it, and sometimes it leaks out. Whenever I closed my eyes, I saw it again. So for a while, I had to be medicated to get through the day. And it got to the point where I couldn't even trust myself because I was running from them for so long. Like, whenever I would look out in the garden, I'd swear I'd seen a figure in the distance or movement in the trees. Or when I was downstairs by the window, I'd have this feeling that I was being watched, like there was a constant target on my back. So as a kid, I was almost in constant fear that something out there was waiting for me. It took a long time for me to even step outside, but I knew I couldn't live my life like that forever. We all deal with it in different ways. We have different ways we heal, so what worked for me might not work for you. No, I didn't get therapy or anything. Instead, I researched. Everything. If it happened before, how many times, what was done about it. All over the world, I looked at cases. I looked at the laws, the destruction of people, and innocent deaths. It was then that I realized what the world really was. And as much as my mother tried to hide that from me, I finally saw it clearly for the first time. I saw the full spectrum of humanity, the most vicious to the most pure. No matter where you are in the world, suffering is never far away, and almost all of it is caused by us. Economies and money fuel the richest who believe they'd starve if they don't maintain their wealth, and in the same breath they condemn those who know the meaning of hunger. The vicious prey on the pure. They control them, or taint them, or indoctrinate them. It'll never change. When one thing that used to be absurd becomes normal, something else comes along and the cycle repeats. It's the same story with different characters. For me, I suffered from surviving. For my grandfather, he suffered from doing what was right. For you, you suffered from a lifetime of solitude. And out there, something will make you suffer. I tried to logic my way out of fear. I saw what happened to people who had no reason to suffer. They were loved and selfless, but somehow they ended up suffering all the same. So it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. It'll be there, waiting. And the quicker I understood that, the better off I was. Like I said, it might not work for you, but it helped me to keep moving. And when anything bad happened, instead of being shocked, I was disappointed and not surprised. When I saw you, I thought that. I think I didn't want to add to the problem, and I couldn't ignore you when you reached out to me. I don't want to believe that everyone accepts the world for what it is, and if I left, I'd be proving I'm just like the rest of them. I try. I did what I thought was right. No, you were suffering and you wanted a way out. And that was manipulated to control you. You're pure at heart. I know that. You're welcome. Alright, you should rest. I'll check on you later to You don't want to sleep alone? I don't blame you. Alright. Honestly, I don't really want you sleeping alone either. I've slept in chairs plenty of times. Well, if you're worried about my back, then pass me the other pillow. Better. Sleep if you can. I don't need a blanket, don't worry. I guess I have no choice in the matter, do I? Nothing. I like the fact you're proving my theory wrong. Never mind. Go to sleep. Good morning. Or should I say afternoon? I am currently attempting breakfast. I've never made waffles from scratch before, so I guess we'll see how this goes. The batter is still in the bowl. You could try some if you want. What? What's with that smile? Well, I thought I could try this for a change. Is it that weird to see me here? Aha. The bowl's over there. Yeah? Good. I looked up a lot of recipes, and there were so many, so I chose the one with the best reviews. No, don't even think about touching that. I already made myself a coffee. You sit and watch instead. Because I said so, and that's all you need. And if I need help, then we'll eat my mistakes together. Putting things in the toaster is about as complex as it gets for me. But I'm wide awake, so I should get through this mostly unscathed. I've been up for a while, and I didn't want to wake you. The chair was pretty comfortable, but I kept waking up to make sure you were okay. And then I think it was around 9 when I couldn't go back to sleep, so I stayed up. Yes, and now I'm making waffles. You make it sound strange. Okay, it is strange, but I like a challenge. Oh, while I was getting ingredients, I saw a few things. This is, my mother's recipe. I watched her make it a couple of times, so the amounts might be off, but it tastes like I remember, so... It's nice, right? She used to make it for me when I was sick or sad. I don't know what it was about it, but it worked almost every time. I'm not sure if it works on nightmares, but I thought I'd see anyway. Honestly, the job won't do you any favors. You see everything that people want to hide. You see what they do to get what they want. Alleged accidents, assassinations, blackmail, bribery. We see the raw version of our kind in many different colors. And that could trigger what happened to you. What were you looking at last night? The Lady Air case. No wonder. Those crime scene photos leave nothing to the imagination. I'm desensitized nowadays. I've seen things that would make people want to throw up. Things they wouldn't believe a human being could do. Things that defy belief and reality itself. Yes, like that video I showed you. Actually, what you said last night got me thinking, and it was why I couldn't really go back to sleep. Looking into allies rather than enemies. I'd been so focused on the obvious suspects, and I wasn't gaining any ground. Until I looked into Callum's history. And he's an example of how disgusting humans can be. Apparently in his past, he was abusive to his siblings, and one of them is currently in hospital from a prolonged back injury, and she now has spinal stenosis. I recovered notes from her therapy sessions. She mentions Callum a lot, and that he was the reason for her back injury in the first place. I don't know if she would go as far as to kill him, but nothing's off the table. From where I'm looking at it, something is about to happen, and I need to figure it out before it does. Yes, I can spare a day away from work to focus on you. Because I've realized that I don't. Not as much as I would like to. I'm speaking without a filter right now. And I'm not saying it to make you feel better. I want to consider your position in this house and in my life as something to be nurtured. It means trust and learning a different way of living and to share. I'm not entirely sure on specifics, but I know more about you than you know about me. Well, what do you want to know? Really? Okay. I was a scrawny kid, you know. I have a photo album. My mother did most of it, but I added a few after. From the beginning, you have my baby pictures. My father too. They liked dressing me up, but this one is my favorite, mainly because my mother made the yukata herself. Yeah, she had a lot of hobbies. This one was, when I was 5, I think. They bought me a bike so I could ride with them, but I outgrew it fairly quickly. Yeah, the helmet color was hideous, but it protected me a lot. I did, unfortunately, crash quite a bit. I wouldn't say I was clumsy, maybe overexcited. Ah, I forgot about this. This one was taken on my 10th birthday. I celebrated it here, and they blew up balloons and put them around the whole house. Some of them were helium, and I think I accidentally let go of a few, so we had to wait a couple of months for them to fall down because we couldn't reach them. As much as they sheltered me when we came to live here, I know they tried their best with what they had and what they could do. When it started getting dangerous, I didn't understand why I suddenly couldn't do what I did before. You know, go out, go to school, have friends. It was difficult, and they knew that. Thinking back, I could tell. This was the last photo we all took together. I did smile more back then, didn't I? What? What about her? You can tell she was like that from just the pictures. Well, you're right, she was kind of mischievous. Always teasing, pinching my cheeks, or grabbing my hair to put it up in a high ponytail. And then she'd call me her little sapling. I almost forgot about that. My father was stricter, but he could never say no to my mother. And my grandfather was like a sentry, like a guardian who didn't show his emotions much, but valued his family. I didn't have any worries. I thought we'd stay like that. No, I don't think it was naive of me either. Families normally do that, don't they? It's never even a thought that something would tear it apart so quickly. My life has changed so much since then. I don't know how to feel about it. I can't change it, but I'm proud of where I am now. At first, I never knew what it felt like to be alone. And then I forgot what it felt like to matter, to live for something, to matter to someone. I know. You matter to me too. The waffles should be ready by now. Wow, that smells good. Not too burnt. Good sign. You want honey and strawberries? Okay. I don't normally eat this amount of sweetness in the morning, but today is an exception. All right. Here comes the moment of truth. Oh. Okay. That actually doesn't taste too bad. Yeah, I thought that the inside wouldn't be cooked enough, but it doesn't taste like batter, so... If you like it so much, I can make it more often. It didn't take me long, and I kind of see why you've started to enjoy cooking. I don't judge if you love food. Food is good. Speaking of... Slow down. You're so messy. You have honey right here. Hold on, let me get you a cloth. What? Mischief knows mischief, huh? You taste of honey. Well, I don't usually like sweet things, but I can tolerate it if it's from you. Now wipe your mouth. What have you noticed? You think I smile more? I wonder why. Well, the waffles aren't that good. Let's see. What has changed in my life? New cases? Yes, but they make me more disappointed instead of happy. Less drinking? Well, my mind has been sharper recently. What did you stab me for? What do you want me to say? Oh, that little detail. I did pick up a stray. I can't really consider them a stray anymore. Because you belong here. finish your breakfast. No, my ears tend to. It's just warm in here. Because of the waffles, you know? I might challenge myself to other recipes later. I don't know. What have you wanted to make? We could try that. I'll look at some recipes in my free time or something. It's up to you, I don't mind. I'm not really a fussy eater anyway. But I think we should try something.